Normally, the relationship between a daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law doesn't go well. But if the man can bring understanding between the two of them, they will understand their part. You as my mother, you have done your part for me. Now, it's my wife that should be doing this part for me, not you again.
There's been this age-long rivalry between wives and mothers in homes. Men are usually confused as to who to like more between their mothers and their wives. This has to be settled today. We are going to find out from Nigerians once and for all who a man should love more between his wife and his mother. I'm Temitope Popola. Welcome to another exciting episode of Street Gist on Niger.com TV. Join me and let's find out.
For me, I would say before you get married, your mother definitely. When you get married, I think it should be your wife, because this question is kind of very confusing. But ordinarily, the Bible says that when a man gets married to a woman, you leave your family and you cleave to your wife. So I would say you should love your wife more. But as your mother, definitely you have to love her. So I'm trying to sit on the center of the fence. I can't really say mother or the wife. But I would say more of the wife.
So if you start loving your wife more, how do you think your mom would feel?
That doesn't mean you won't love your mother. You will love her, but this is your wife, and your wife is you, the same flesh. So I think you should love your wife more. That doesn't mean you should love your mother. So I think you should love your wife more, ordinarily, because she's part of you, and she's you. For me, that's for me.
Are you going to show this to the mother? Let her know that look, this is my new family.
No, my mom might be watching, but it's not going to be very obvious. You know, you have to be very, very sensitive and very brave about it. Not everything you just make very obvious, because it's going to cause some family issues. So you just have to use your head, use your brain to work it out. And I pray God will help me when it's time.
It's a very complex question, actually. But because my wife is staying with me, I would have not liked to say my mother. But because my mother gave birth to me, I would say my mother, because it's not easy to... If not my mother, I wouldn't have my wife. So I think my mother comes first before my wife. Good.
So, how do you think your wife would feel if she sees the way you act towards your mother and then the way you act towards her?
The way I act towards my mother? No, between me and her is a personal issue. But my mother must give her everything that belongs to her, because she really gave birth to me and she takes care to me to the extent I reached before getting to marry her. So definitely she comes first. So she wouldn't feel anything too bad, because without my mother, I wouldn't have been with her. I will give her their own that is due to her, and I will give my mother, because she is the reason I am actually alive and I'm actually with her.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a tricky question. It's a conditional statement, I hope you know. So if there is a fire incident and you have the opportunity to save a person, you have your mother and then you have your wife in there, who are you going to save first?
Oh la la. I don't know what.
You run.
I'm trying to save both of them.
You have to save just the person.
Just a person. Oh la la, it should be my wife, my mother.
Okay.
It should be my mother, please, because it's not easy to... I cannot have another mother, but I can have another wife. So I have to save my mother first, because I cannot have another mother. Definitely. You know what I'm talking about. I cannot have another mother, but I can have another wife. Though I don't pray for it, but I have to save my mother first.
He should like his wife more, because he's going to spend the rest of his days with his wife. And the time he has spent with his mother has passed. The mother has given him that love, and now is to be handed over to the wife. So the wife will continue from there. So the wife will automatically become his mother. So he should love the wife more, because
If the wife starts to misbehave towards the mother, because of course she knows that she is his heartbeat.
Normally the relationship between a daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law doesn't go well. But if the man can bring understanding between the two of them, they will understand their part. You as my mother, you have done your part for me. Now it's my wife that should be doing this part for me, not you again. But some mother will not want to leave their children, their son, automatically to the wife. They still want to be in control. That is when the conflict comes in. Then the wife will not be happy, because this is now my role, not your role again.
Okay. So in the nearest future, if you have a son and then he's loving his wife, like he's placing his wife above you, how would you feel?
I feel okay. I don't have a problem with that, because I've done my own part, giving him life, making him a man. Now I'm handing over the baton to the wife. So I don't have a problem with that.
Well, actually, both. I don't know, because I think the probability is the same, 50%, 50%. Yeah.
You don't think one should have, you should give one more preference or place one on your priority list, either your wife or your mom?
Actually, if you think about it, your mother gave back to you, and your wife. You need to leave your parents, and you need to get married. But when you look at it in the real sense of it, I think both of them should share the same probability, which is 50-50. Because if you say, I need to love my wife more than my mother, then it means I've forgotten the very first day my mother gave back to me. You understand? So I think the love should be 50-50.
I want to ask a question. If there is a fire on you and your mother, who do you remove his own first?
Actually, it's about you here now.
Okay. And the Bible made us to know that when you get married, your wife is part of you. So your wife is part of you. First of all, you have to consider her first before the mother. Although you respect your mother because she's the source of your coming into the world. But you have to love yourself first before you love others. And since your wife is part of you, so first of all, you have to consider her first in everything before the mother. And with all due respect. So that's why I see it.
So how do you think a man should play it in the house?
Everybody has his own function. A wife cannot be a mother and a mother cannot be a wife. So give each other the respect that I do for them. That's how I see it. So respect your wife as your wife. Give your mother the honor that is due to a mother, your source. So don't use what is meant for one for the another. Recognize them both and recognize their roles. There will be no problem with that.
Once a man is married, I believe he should love his wife more, because we all have institutions that guide us. For the Christians, we have in our Bible that when it's time for you to get married, you leave your family and cleave to your wife. So when you are with your mom, a single guy, you love your mother. But once you are married, you have a commitment to your wife, to love your wife more. It doesn't mean you are not going to, take care of your mom, but you love your wife more because you now have a family of your own that you have created. So that's my opinion.
For what I would say is, since a man is already married to his wife, if we go biblically, they are one. So you've left your mother, according to the Bible, and your father, and you and your wife, you're one. 1 + 1 is no longer 2, is 1. So I feel you need to love your wife. You're not like you don't love your mother, but you have a new responsibility now to show forth to your wife now. So, and it's your wife now that you're one with, not with your mother. You can't marry your mom, but you can marry your wife. So your mom married your own dad, so you have to leave your mom alone and face your own life. So I feel a man should love his own wife before his mother. That's what I feel.
What if the mother feels cheated?
That means the mother maybe the mother wanted to marry her son because that's been biased. Because she got married to her own husband. So why wouldn't, if her own husband was loving his own mother, that she would feel bad and say evil mother-in-law. So what am I saying? Let him, let her allow her son to love his wife so they can have a very good marriage. Feeling when the mother is getting to it is a distraction. That's what I feel. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Whoa. It's been a lot of exciting answers from Nigerians. People have various opinions about who a man should love more between his mother and his wife. Well, I'm throwing it open to the house. Who do you think a man should love more between his mother and his wife? That would be all on Street Gist on Night.com TV today. I remain Temitope Kokola. Till the next time I see you, Chila.